guys, with this one right here, we didn't got Mloose, BG, Firearms, and just with the Firearms and BG, Maloose, and him just coming from, just the whole Firearms. But you got the Firearms with just his whole thing and just his main coincidence coming into it, which is his whole thing and just everything else just with the Firearms.
Just beats to the dirty.
Bees in the air, late glee anywhere. Come on. Aye, bro, are you listening? We need more ACPs, more. Put 'em in SUVs, find where the yard and squeeze. I've got corn for different glees. Free action over and under, it cocks back with a button underneath. You ain't ever had a gun with a sheath. You ain't ever put bells in a 2-2, 3-2, 4-5 or any weapon. No. I swear if I grip on the mash, there's one in the head and under, it cocks back with a button underneath. You ain't ever had a gun with a sheath. You ain't ever put bells in a 2-2, 3-2, 4-5. Come on. Aye, bro, are you listening? We need more ACPs, more. Put 'em in SUVs, find where the yard and squeeze. I've got corn for different glees. Free action over and under, it cocks back with a button underneath. You ain't ever had a gun with a sheath. You ain't ever put bells in a 2-2, 3-2, 4-5 or any weapon. No. I swear if I grip on the mash, there's one in the head when I'm stepping. You ain't ever jumped out and savaged the pagan civilians screaming, left him.
Oh, he said you ain't never jumped out, and the savages and the pagans screaming they left him. Hey, screaming they left him like they said you ain't never put the whole things, and they said we need more, skis and everything else, like more just vehicles and all those other things, like just when it comes to the things that they do, like just the other stuff they're doing, like the evictions and all those other things, like the whole thing, how it just comes and rounds it, pros it, because like they say, all these other stuff that's going on, all these main things, all these other prisons and stuff going on and stuff like that. But he said, left his pagan. You ain't ever hopped out on the pagans and did your and like up did the score, like they say, you up in that score, you up in the rakes.
Then jump in the whiz and skate out the ends before feds get to the wetting. No. I know all of them youths in the flesh, they ain't like that, so stop with the acting. I got scorpion corn in the hunting, man better stop with the bad thing. Stop that. Was giving man verbal, next day man them shanked him. I cost just enough how violent we are. If you get caught, it's a mad thing. Experienced guys in a ding dong, man only slide with pros. Sliders. I'ma shoot at the oldest too. Don't think you're safe cause you're wise and grown. Let's ask my man where he's from, I'll tell by his eyes and tone. We don't care about the pagans, link ups, man better mind their own. 9mm and NATO rounds. Or the 7.65 cartridge load up the rat and strike man down. If you get seen by the guys, go bark it. I got nicked for attempted murder, no evidence, better drop them charges. 32 caliber in diameter, load the rat and strike man down. If you get seen by the guys, go bark it. I got nicked for attempted murder, no evidence, better drop them charges. 32 caliber in diameter, load the massive, I shell my rocket. I heard that smoking kills, if smoking kills, how's my man breathing? That smoking kills, if smoking kills, how's my man breathing? You don't wanna see the BGs creeping, jump out gang bro, they any reason. I heard those got the ops on snap.
Oh, he said you don't want to see the BGs creeping and everything else. Like he said, the BGs creeping, and then they didn't find no squirters, they didn't find no squirtovits or evidence, so they had to let him go. He didn't beat the whole the whole case, the whole trace and everything else, but the way it just, like he said, and then he said with the fellas and with the elephants and the whole main thing, but he said you don't want to see the whole BGs, get the squeak, get the just the creeping and all those other elevates.
They're messaging him and he's messaging back. What do you call that apart from treason? I've shanked up man on my lonelies on the main road and left him spleeging. My shank game's more than decent. Wet man dancing him home in pieces. Paramedics fly out the van on a G-ting. Tryna save his life, I thought he was gone but his heart still beating. Jump out gang for a second, wet him. Jump back in the mesquiting. I got teeth like raptors, all of them back like Kansas. Bully that standard, slide round there tryna bullet some dandruff. Oh, try running up, but I caught up, he got itched and captured. Doctors put him in stitch and plasters, done him live 4-1 live street cameras. If you see me on the glide with a bro, then you run out a lot. Came to my block tryna purge, then he got shot while he was running off. I dare man walk round these sides if you get seen in youngsters, done him live 4-1 live street cameras. If you see me on the glide with a bro, then you run out a lot. Came to my block tryna purge, then he got shot while he was running off. I dare man walk round these sides if you get seen and your head's coming off. I gave him some in his chest, but he survived cause they ain't do enough. I'll collect ring round them.
Ooh, I gave some of his chest. I gave some of him his chest, but he survived. And then he said, you know, came on my block trying to purge, and then, you know, he got squirtled out, like he got hiddled out, like he basically, they didn't pop him down, they didn't put him down, you know, with the whole thing, but he said he didn't put the whole skirts and everything else, and just with the, hit him in the chest, still concerted, and everything else with just the main, you know, over wrist.
Them sides now, and them boys ain't gonna do shit. Car when Corn got slapped to the crowd, I know at least 3 of them boys got hit. And they still ain't been back. Rise at the mash and crash. If he gets packed, I'll put him in a bin bag. Evidence been that, Satan been that. Fuck your olders or do it to a big man. Cause you know I ain't got no manners. I don't. Kill, throw me in E. Try to jump out and get himself splattered. I just added a pagan sister. Give me a week or have that pattern. Come on. Look at the Tris block line up. Tell me a youth on their block that matters. Not one. Firearm dish, I'll shoot like Lingard. 10 toes all do it in cars. Me a youth on their block that matters. Not one. Firearm dish, I'll shoot like Lingard. 10 toes all do it in cars. Choose block line up. Tell me a youth on their block that matters. Not one. Firearm dish, I'll shoot like Lingard. 10 toes all do it in cars.
But with this one right here, the just Mloose, you know, with the whole thing, you got the BGs, especially with the BGs and just the firearms, like you got the firearms and just the whole thing, you know, coming, you know, just all cold miss with everything else. But just with this one right here and him just having this whole thing, you know, he got the firearms and this one really coming over it and, you know, taking over a mistress. Like this one was a mystery right here. It was like you seen the whole thing and the way it was just other, you know, mysteries a bit, you know, with the whole thing. But you got what, firearms, BG, Mloose, the main thing coming into it, especially with his whole just schedule, you know, his official one and everything else. But make sure you guys definitely go check this out for you guys self, like, comment, everything else. But just with this one just coming into it.